If I tell you that this cake is made without an oven, cuts like butter, and tastes like something from an expensive bakery, would you believe me? So stick around, because today we're gonna make the easiest and creamiest Dulce de Leche cheesecake you'll ever try. This cake was born on a day when I had to make a dessert because I had guests coming over, but I had zero desire to turn on the oven. And I thought of something quick and elegant, but that would look like I spent 3 hours in the kitchen when we tried it. Absolute silence at the table. That kind of silence, you know, means, this is dangerously good. By the way, if you like easy, no-bake, super delicious desserts, subscribe to Golosalandia, because, you know, we always have tasty ideas. A pack of cookies, 100 grams of butter, 200 grams of cream cheese, a can of Dulce de Leche, 50 milliliters, a quarter cup of milk, and another cup of heavy cream. Simple ingredients. We crush 200 grams of Maria cookies until we get a fine powder. The finer the better, cut afterwards. The process is very simple. You can put them all in a bag and crush them with a bottle, or use a food chopper or processor like this one. You just press the button until you have cookie powder. Will you do it with technology or the old-fashioned way by smashing it? Here's a trick for when you heat up butter. Put a lid on it, because if you overdo it, it'll splatter and make a mess in the microwave. I've heated up 100 grams here, and as you can see, it's turned liquid. Perfect for making a cookie base. Now you mix the butter with the cookie and stir it. There's no mystery to it. You just want the two textures to blend until it looks like wet sand. So keep stirring. We mix until it looks like wet sand. Now that we have it well mixed, we're gonna move on to the mold we'll use. In my case, I'm gonna use one that's 18 centimeters in diameter. I've lined the bottom with parchment paper for easy removal, and we'll add it to the sides too. This is a plastic sheet that you buy at stationery stores. In sheets, it's called acetate, and you cut it into strips. Then you clean it and reuse it many times. Cheap and efficient. You'll see the results in the end. In the meantime, let's put the cookie base at the bottom and press it down with the same spatula or with the bottom of a glass. The point is to have a layer that's spread out and well pressed. So it's a compact base with a cookie flavor that holds the whole cake together. It's that easy. This step makes a big difference, so press it down well. The point is that it should be this tight and this juicy. A cookie base that you can keep in the fridge or refrigerator while you prepare the rest of the recipe. If your base has ever crumbled when unmolding, there could be 2 reasons. First, and most important, you probably didn't press it down well, and third, the same. It was too dry. So a trick I sometimes use is to add a little bit, just a little bit of moisture. 1 or 2 tablespoons of water or milk gives you a slightly more doughy texture, but it turns out really good and cuts perfectly. And also, the only point where you have to pay attention. Here, I have 200 milliliters of heavy cream or milk cream that is really, really cold. You can even chill the beaters and the bowl. The point is to whip it until it thickens, until it's lightly whipped. There's no need to overdo it. And once you have it, you take a clean container to the same area here with the same beaters. Let's take this opportunity to mix the next ingredient, which is cream cheese, spreadable cheese, Philadelphia. Call it whatever you want. The point is that you add it and, thanks to the beaters, give it a good mix and turn it into a smooth, lump-free cream. More texture. It takes just over a minute, so thanks to technology, we finish quickly and effortlessly. Now, a jar of Dulce de Leche, which is about 400 grams, and we don't empty it completely, but we add almost all of it. We mix with the same beaters until we have a uniform color and texture. You have to beat it very well so that it's creamy and without lumps. And now that we have it, we need to combine it with the almost whipped cream from before. We simply add it and start stirring. It's very important to do it slowly. It's not about whipping, it's about mixing and making use of the little bubbles in the whipped cream to give it a smooth and simple texture. Delicious, intense, but smooth on the palate. Honestly, at this point, you just want to stop and have a taste. Look at the texture. It's smooth and appetizing. This is the secret to making it airy but firm. And with these ingredients, and thanks to the cold, we don't need gelatin. And now we take the base, which will be nice and cold from the fridge, and fill it with this creamy mixture. Just watching it pour is already a show. A rich color, a strong yet fresh smell, and a smooth mousse-like texture that's always appealing. Move it a little so it reaches every last corner. And smooth it out with a pastry spatula or the back of a spoon. And remember this step well, because this is where many recipes fail. Smooth it gently and almost without touching, but before cooling the product. Never forget a few gentle taps to remove any bubbles that might be inside. And now it's time to wait. To decorate, you can use the leftover Dulce de Leche from the jar. So you heat it up a little, and it will become liquid. Easy to work with, and to do whatever you want with it. Look at that texture. It looks like a sauce, but it's Dulce de Leche. The moment of truth. The easiest decoration would be to make some stripes with that liquid Dulce de Leche, but many of you are going to tell me, I know you already, that you don't have that squeeze bottle. So another option is to simply cover the whole surface. A flat layer also looks great. And if you want to take it up a notch with zero complications, let me show you this idea, which is the one I like the most. I'm sure you have a toothpick at home, so simply with a toothpick, you can give it a different and fun finish, just like this, making little circles. Thanks to the fact that the color of the Dulce de Leche and the cream are slightly different, you make a kind of swirl that looks interesting. Do you think it's a good idea? And another detail that will take it to the next level is, once it's unmolded, smoothing the sides. And how? Well, it's that easy. Watch closely. If you like easy and impressive desserts, I hope you can help me out a bit and let me know down below in the comments. If you want more of these that are also no-bake and don't use gelatin either. And when you make this recipe, tell me about it too. I want to know all your thoughts. And if you don't remember, I'm here to remind you. You see the knife with drops of water? That's because a wet knife goes through all creamy cakes or pastries much better. So if it's something like a mousse or something creamy, use a wet knife. Oh my, look at that slice. Dulce de leche, cajeta, arequipe, what do you call it? That's exactly what happened that day. Silence at the table. And tell me also, if the decorating trick was useful for you, did you know about it? See you in the next recipe, here in Golosolandia.
In the kitchen, the excitement begins with simple steps and no complication. From a cake to your good sponge cake, I enjoy everything in Golosolandia a lot. Are you going to make